In the vast white silence of the Arctic, there is a law that every sailor knows. The ice always wins. It crushes steel, it swallows men, and it buries history. But in 1931, a 1,300-ton cargo steamer called the SS Baychimo decided to break that law. She didn't just survive the ice, she mocked it. For the next 38 years, this massive steel structure drifted completely alone through the most dangerous waters on Earth. She had no engine running, no coal in her belly, and not a single human hand on her wheel. Yet while the ships that went looking for her were often crushed and sunk, the Baychimo simply kept sailing. The story officially begins in October 1931, when the Baychimo was trapped in a pack-ice death grip near Barrow, Alaska. Her crew, certain the ship was about to be crushed, abandoned her and built a small hut on the ice half a mile away, intending to wait for the end. On a night of screaming blizzards, the ship vanished. The crew assumed she had finally slept beneath the dark water, but they were wrong. The Baychimo hadn't sunk. She had escaped. She had begun a journey that defies every rule of maritime logic and physics. A 38-year drift through a frozen hell that should have destroyed her in a single season. What makes the Baychimo the most haunting nautical nightmare in history is her persistence. In 1932, Inuit hunters saw her drifting 300 miles away. In 1933, a group of men actually managed to board her during a calm spell. They found her hold full of rotting furs and her cabin silent, but a sudden storm forced them back to the ice. They watched from the shore as the empty ship navigated a maze of grinding ice floes that would have shredded any other vessel. She was sighted again in 1939, then 1962, and finally in 1969, spotted by a group of Inuit who saw her stuck fast in the ice of the Beaufort Sea. Think about that timeline. For nearly 40 years, through thousands of storms and millions of tons of shifting ice, the ship stayed afloat. Without a crew to pump out the water or an engine to steer her away from the rocks, the Baychimo became a sentient ghost, a 300-ton anomaly that seemed to break the laws of physics. She survived the very environment that kills the most experienced sailors, drifting like a ghost through the mist, always just out of reach. When searchers returned to her last known coordinates in 1970, the Baychimo was gone again. No wreckage has ever been found on the seabed. No debris has ever washed onto the Alaskan or Canadian shores. Like the Mary Celeste, she left us with a question that has no answer. Is she still out there, a frozen monument hidden in the central polar ice, where no man can reach her? Or did she finally choose her own time to sink? Tell me your theories in the comments. Do you think the ship is still sailing, or has the Arctic finally claimed its ghost? Join us next week for another 3-minute descent into the unexplained.